Everybody, this is Brian from winningwithcredit.com, author of the book Winning with Credit. And right now we're going to talk about what do you do if you have a tax lien stinking up your credit. So let's deal with that right now. Okay, so if you owe money to the government, specifically the IRS or perhaps a state government, and it's gone to collections, that is called a tax lien. So if you owe money to the government, it's not going to go away. We have to deal with it a little differently. And specifically, we're going to have to pay it. So what I highly suggest and what I had to deal with, because I had years ago, there was an employer that didn't withhold things right and didn't send them in right. And before you know it, I had a tax lien. I owed about $700 in back taxes. And that was stinking up my credit too. So what I had to do was simply pay it. Now, the good part is if you don't owe a lot, and what I mean by a lot is if you owe under $10,000, that's kind of the line of demarcation that I always hear. If you owe more than $10,000, you may want to invest in a tax attorney to give you some advice or to help negotiate a settlement. But if you owe under $10,000, in my case it was just a few $100s, you can deal with the government directly and say, hey, can we make a payment plan, or, how do we get this behind us so it's not in default? I don't have to look over my shoulder or wonder about things. I want to be dealing with this. And I know it can be scary to call the government, especially the IRS, but how do I say this? You're the 10,000th person they're dealing with this week. They are not taking this personally. You will be greeted with kindness, and it will be very matter of fact. They will offer you a payment plan. Okay, so just give them a call. Don't hide in the shadows and ignore it. Just call, make a payment plan. And then when your lien is satisfied, meaning you've paid it off, what I had to do, which was just a few years ago, was just simply wait for it to then age off. And that took years, and that sucked. Okay, but now here's some good news. The IRS is offering something called a Fresh Start program. So once you have paid off what you owe, you can fill out a form and petition for that item to be removed from your credit file. That is awesome. That didn't exist when I was doing my journey just a few years ago. So now is even less reason to be afraid of the government. Now, that's specifically the IRS, but whatever state you live in, if you owe money to that state for whatever reason, I would do a Google search. Hey, tax lien, and then the state that you live in, and I'll bet you there's some sort of similar program. Now, if there isn't a program, you still just want to pay them, get them behind you, and let the clock start ticking. All right, but I just wanted to let you know, don't be afraid of the government. You're calling them to give them money. I'm going to put all the links I just mentioned to the IRS Rehabilitation Program if you want to read more about it, or give them a call when you are ready to make some payments. But don't be afraid of this. It's not going to go away. Deal with it, face on, and get it behind you. That's all I can say, and it is that simple. So I hope that helped you. That is something I did personally deal with. It was a big relief getting it behind me. And so let's keep moving toward a lifestyle of wonderful credit. So I will see you in the next video, or hop on over to winningwithcredit.com. If you haven't done so already, please download the first half of my book for free. It's right there for you. It chronicles my entire journey from terrible credit up 200 points to wonderful credit. And also, there's a contact button there if you want to email me directly, your comments, your questions. You've noticed I don't have the comments on these videos because I want to give you VIP service, giving you direct access to me. So, hope you take advantage of it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you at one of those places very shortly. Take care.